Hi, Ronnie John Senior here, and we're going round the world cycling on this episode of FunKquest. And when I contacted the Round the World team, which we're going to talk to, they were in, I think, North America, and at the end of a multiple leg journey, which we're going to hear a lot about. We've got the back half with us today of the tandem. So, Laura, tell us who you are and where you're dialing in from.
Hi, my name's Laura. I'm the back half of Stellar Tandem, a record-breaking attempt to cycle around the world, and I'm dialing in from Derby at the moment. Unfortunately, my front half Stevie can't join us today, but I'm going to do my best to,
to give us the insight. So, where were you when we contacted you?
I think I was in the midst of Canada somewhere, and we were, most of the way around at that point. So we were pretty shattered, yeah.
So you didn't want to talk to us about?
I don't think I could string a sentence together, to be honest with you.
So tell us just in a nutshell what you did.
So we cycled around the world on a tandem bicycle to Guinness World Record rules, and we're hoping that we have set a new mixed record for world circumnavigation on a tandem bicycle in 179 days, 12 hours and 25 minutes.
So that's your husband on the front, Steve, and you on the back?
Yes, correct.
So that's 179 days. How many miles is that?
So we have to do a minimum of 18,000 miles. We did a little bit more than that in the end. So I think we averaged about 108 miles a day.
108 miles a day?
Yeah.
How many hours a day were you cycling? 8,
Oh,
10?
that was pretty variable. I think it probably averaged around 10, but some days it was a lot more than that.
That is not too shabby. And I don't know anything about tandems or the mechanics of tandems or how they work. So hopefully you're going to educate me on that.
The rules of FunKquest are simple. Each Funkster selects one of 4 icons. Behind each icon is a question which may or may not have anything to do with the icon. The Funkster then has 1 minute to tell a story, tell a joke, or maybe even answer the question.
Okay, so we want to find out all about your adventure. And the first question is, you can pick an old ruin, a mountain bike, some walking boots, and a stick or a sledge.
I think that's got to be an obvious one, hasn't it? I think I've got to choose the bike, haven't I?
You've got to choose the bike. Tell us about a mishap you had with someone who didn't speak English.
The one that does spring to mind, though, because I think particularly with your lovely tempting photo of the fish and chips there, was a misdemeanor ordering from a menu where we were in Thailand and we went to a very small cafe. It was a photograph menu with only Thai language written on it, and we chose our dinner based on the photos with a pointing method. And it arrived, and I'm a veterinary surgeon, veterinarian, so I've got some anatomical knowledge of what might have been in this soup that arrived. And I fairly quickly identified it as spinal cord.
Oh, nice.
So I'd inadvertently ordered spinal cord soup.
So this is like the Dinner by Argos catalogue type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it hadn't been clear from the photo what the main constituent of the soup was, but yes.
Is that a delicacy in Thailand?
I've no idea because I wasn't able to ask them.
Okay, of course, of course, yeah. Yeah, what animal was the spine from?
I'm guessing it was a cow. I'm guessing it was, I'm guessing it was a beef spinal cord.
How do you know? How do you know it was a spinal cord?
Because it was still solid chunks.
Oh, no, this is not. It's supposed to be a fun show.
No,
this is supposed to be a fun show.
You need to add another caveat on, I think.
I think we do. Yeah, maybe not listen to this. What happened? Did you just walk away?
We had ordered a few other safer items off the menu, so we consumed those, and they were absolutely delicious. Thai cooking's wonderful. So we tried to fill up as much as we could on other substances, and then tried to kind of edge the soup to one side and not be too impolite.
Yeah. Was this in like an open restaurant?
Yeah, it was just on the side of the road. It's kind of almost a bit of a shack, shall we say? So it was all, just.
Question 2: you can pick a wooden bridge, a scuba diver, a row of tents, or an old map.
I'm going to go with the old map because that's got that kind of round the world feel to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, excellent. Which local culture do you wish you could have brought home?
I'm going to go food again. I'm going to go with a food item. We're cyclists, we ride on our bellies. And in Georgia, I mean, all of kind of Eastern Europe does fantastic baked goods. They managed to keep this a very close secret, that there's the bakeries, in Romania, Bulgaria, are just to die for. But in Georgia in particular, they have these big clay ovens where they bake all these breads fresh, and you cycle past and you kind of reach to a hole. Yeah. But they've got this what I call a pizza boat bread, which is almost in the shape of a boat filled with all sorts of lovely things, and then an egg on top, and it is just delicious.
So talking about food, do you count calories, or do you wolf down as much as you can possibly get?
Oh, just as much as we can possibly get. And we couldn't film Steve. Yeah, Stevie lost a lot of weight on the trip, but through other reasons as well. But trying to keep the calorie content up was massive. I think 6 hamburgers was his record in one sitting. 6? Yeah. That's pretty good. I don't know how many doors he would have had, but I think 6 is not bad. It's not bad.
I mean, so you just, every time you stop, you just fill up with supermarkets, cafes, restaurants, anything.
Plenty of takeaways, plenty of petrol station junk food type things. Yeah, but we did try and eat healthier when we could. But there was a lot of junk in there too.
Every cyclist is knowing or thinking, okay, when is the next petrol station? Or are you thinking like that? Do you know when the next stop is going to be? Or are you just looking to drop on a village or a town or a supermarket?
We'd usually be checking, so we usually knew what was ahead of us. And Google Maps came in quite handy to suss out the options in the nearest town.
Where is the nearest McDonald's?
Yeah, that was one of the top 10 searches, I think.
Phone a friend. Excellent. Good. Next question. Question 3. Ski gondola, some binoculars, the White Cliffs of Dover, or a Pride of Lions?
I'm going to go with the Pride of Lions, just to animal thing going.
When do you start, or when did you start planning? What were the logistics like?
Oh, well, I'm quite a planner. I do like my logistics and my planning, so I do tend to start planning things quite far in advance. For this trip in particular, it's certainly the biggest undertaking we have ever done or will ever do, I think. So it's 18 months in the planning this trip.
Really?
Yeah, 18 months. So about 3 times as long as the actual trip.
So the trip was 6 months. You start planning what, in middle of coronavirus, which would have been fun, right?
Well, we got the idea just after the start of COVID, funnily enough. I think, some people kind of battened down the hatches, but it kind of had the opposite effect on us, and we got itchy feet. And we saw the female record holders come in just on the brink of COVID. They just got in, on one of the last ferries. So they'd just ridden their tandem around the world, and that kind of gave us the idea, as it were. But
who said to who? Honey, I've been thinking. Was it a joint thing?
I think Steve would probably say that it was my idea, and I think he probably would be right. Yeah. But he didn't say no.
So then you start with visas, and you start with logistics of spares and all that stuff, backup support, travel.
I think it started with a website and social media, and very quickly progressed onto a route and where we're actually going to go, and could we actually get there, and visas, research, and then the bike came along later on, sponsors, risk assessments, vaccinations, supplies, all sorts of bits and bobs. It was a big undertaking.
So can you give us a list of countries that you went to? Where did you start?
So we started at the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin in Germany, went through Czechia, Austria, Slovakia, and then it was Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, Georgia, India, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Portugal, Spain, France, Belgium, Holland, and back to Germany.
I would say, by any stretch of imagination, that's a steady trip round. That is a steady trip round. So props. And how did you organise it? Excel spreadsheets, notebooks?
Yeah, there was a few Excel spreadsheets, but there was one massive master plan of an Excel spreadsheet, and I had a few scrappy notebooks dotted around, and a planning room, and all sorts of things.
Question 4. You can pick a couple hiking, a lady mountain climber, a sunset scene, or some snakes.
I'll go for the couple hiking,
Couple hiking. Now, apart from the obvious answer of each other, but who did you meet on your last adventure?
Oh goodness, wow, there's too many people to list here, but yeah, we met so many people, and so many people like came and helped us out and brought us food or hosted us.
You had a GPS on your bike, didn't you? So people could see where you were. I could dial it up on my phone and see where you were.
Yeah, so people were dot watching us, so people could literally go to the website, click where's Stella, and they could find a little dot of where we were, and some of them even came and tracked us down. So yeah, we met a lot of amazing people around the world.
And they turn up with food, drink, beer, wine, water, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
How did you and Steve get on? Did you fall out? Did you argue or what?
we had a few incidents, shall we say, where we was not rosy, but I think that's what happens within 6 months. So yeah, I think we were both so focused on the challenge and getting to the end that we kind of pushed through any, say, minor disagreements we may have.
Did you have okay, we need to be this far by the end of this week or today or this month, or how did you chunk it down into blocks?
Yeah, so we had a schedule because we knew we'd got a target to meet. We weren't just trying to ride as fast as we could. We'd set this target of 180 days. So we knew, or I knew, how far we had to be on schedule. There was a bit of flexibility in that because you can't account for weather conditions and road surfaces and stuff, but there was an overall kind of target of where we needed to be when.
And in terms of bike maintenance, brake cables, gear cables, flat tires, stuff like that, was that all DIY or do you drop on local bike shops?
No, Stevie did pretty much all of that. There was he's a fantastic bike mechanic. There was one problem with the wheel bearings where the wheel needed to go to a bike shop, but apart from that, he did all of the maintenance, all of the repairs, everything single-handed. So
you had no spares, no backup wheels, no backup anything.
We carried spare tires, spare inner tubes, and spare brake pads, things like that. And we did pick up some fresh kind of tires and things around the world, so we could pick some up. But if something crucial broke, we had to kind of source it ourselves. And we had one incident in Canada where we had it a part airmailed to us for us to pick up when something else broke. So
good stuff. Question 5 already. You can pick a windsurfer, a campfire, a pyramid, or a suitcase.
I'm going to go with the campfire, I think, because we did do a little bit of camping.
What was the closest that you came to giving up, failing, quitting, getting on the next aeroplane back to East Midlands Airport?
Oh, we came really close at one point. We were hit from the back by a motorcycle with two kids that were just racing in Malaysia. They were just being so stupid. And it took us out. Luckily, we had a soft landing in a ditch, but
So you got knocked off?
Yeah, we were knocked off completely. It ripped some of the bags off the bike. Luckily, it didn't cause any more damage to the bike or us, but we're pretty shaken up by that. So yeah, we really weighed up then kind of the safety of the whole trip, and it was like, do we just go home from Singapore? But we got back on and dusted ourselves off and kept riding. So yeah.
So how much stuff you got? You say bags. You got like pannier, what I call pannier bag. Well, how much stuff would you have?
Yeah, so we've got 4 panniers and a couple of kind of frame bags. And I believe with water, but not food, the weight of them was about 22 kilos. So we've got about 22 kilos of luggage on the bike.
Tell me about what happens now. Are you waiting for Guinness to verify? Have you got to do something? Are you going a lap of honour, or are you going the opposite way around, or what's next?
So yeah, we're still awaiting Guinness verification. That can take up to 3 months, and it took a while to get through all the evidence. We've got a lot of kind of video footage and things like that as evidence to get through. So yeah, hopefully that will come through in the spring. As for next, we're putting our feet up for a bit. We're definitely not going the other way around, and I don't think we'll do another challenge quite like this again. I think this has been our Everest. So yeah, I think from a time and money point of view, I think we've kind of exhausted that one.
I mean, Land's End to John O'Groats, that's quite easy, or coast to coast, or
Yeah, well, we've done Land's End to John O'Groats already, so I'm not sure. I think we want to go on holiday on the tandem next. I think that's going to be, because we went through so many places so fast, and we did so much stuff. We just want to take the tandem, go and sit in cafes, drink in bars, stop when we want to, and just take it easy.
If you want to host Steve and Laura at your cafe, I'm pretty sure you could do guest appearances and stuff like that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we're open to that. If there's a free beer involved, yeah, we're there.
So give us people have seen like a normal bike where you pedal at the front and you've got a freewheel at the back. how does a tandem work? Are you both pedaling against force? Do you pedal as fast as Steve pedals? How does that work? How does the drivetrain work?
Yeah, so the pedals are connected by a crossover. In some tandems, it's another chain. On our tandem, it was actually a carbon belt. So if he's pedaling, I'm pedaling as well. A lot of people say you've got your feet up on the back, but that's very much not the case.
No, that'd be an insulting question to ask that. I mean, if Steve's pedaling like this, right, would you be pedaling kind of slower or faster? Or
no. So the pedals are directly linked. So my feet are moving at the same speed as his. And
okay. That'd cause fallouts, wouldn't it?
I just have to go with him, and there's a lot of communication involved, but essentially he's the one driving the bike.
Is it a freewheel at the back?
Yes, so it does freewheel.
It's not fixed.
No. So we did have him. We got quite a good range of gears as well, but
it's
a very heavy bike to get up hills, so it's still a challenge.
So what gearing would you have on the front?
Oh my goodness, I won't be able to remember the gearing now off the top of my head.
Well, I've got a 50-34 at the front and a 12-24 on the back, and that's quite like for old men type. So I don't know. You'd have a triple on the front and a big on the back.
We had a double on the front. I want to say 52-36, but I might be wrong, and Steve will kill me if I'm wrong.
Excellent, Laura. Thank you so much for being on the show. How can we contact you, watch all your videos, give you money, etc.? How can we do that?
So that's all it's on our website. So that's www.stellatandem.com. It's Stella with one L because it's like Stevie and Laura. That's all on the website. Links into our YouTube, Instagram, everything.
Laura, thanks so much for being on the show, and we'll see you somewhere around the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.